Then sun and high clouds Thursday morning, followed by very cloudy skies, and a high of 90 to 92. Watch for a thunderstorm in one or two spots Friday afternoon. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. On the phone lines with us this morning, as he is every day, brought to you by the good folks at Just Shipped, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Penn Floor. Galen Unall joins us. Galen, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? You getting ready for the danger zone? You getting in?
I'm wired for sound, brother. Wired for sound. You know what I feel, don't you? You know what I feel?
What's that?
I feel the need for speed.
The need for speed.
You know what?
Tom,
you know what else?
A few days away.
You know what else?
Talk to me, Goose.
She's done it again.
Did she lose it?
She's lost that loving feeling.
No, she hasn't.
I hate it when she does that. You know, I watched that movie. I watched Top Gun this weekend. It was on Paramount. I watched it just to get in the mood, and then I DVR'd it so that I could watch it 2 or 3 more times this week, getting ready for the Maverick. You know, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, we all got to be getting our minds right. I mean, I expect the Star Spangled Banner to play before the airing.
Admiral Kazansky is going to be in the
right.
movie. You know.
That's right. I expect full military honors to come out, present the flag, local ROTC or something. I don't know.
Now with the previews, I've seen that John Hamm will be in the tower, so you know he's going to wear some coffee. You know he's going to wear some coffee.
Oh, of course. For making a buzz in the
guy.
Tower. Yeah.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Negative, Ghost. Yeah, and I've said this. I mean, it's a movie. People talk about, oh, that movie changed my life. I mean, Top Gun is the reason why I joined the Navy.
There you go.
And Platoon is the reason why I didn't join the Army.
Well, Top Gun was a very good recruiting tool for the U.S. Navy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I had no other choice.
What Tom Skerritt say? They're standing on at attention, Goose and Maverick. The tower guy walks by him out of the office, gets coffee poured on him again, says some words you can't say on radio. Tom Skerritt walks up and goes, well, I guess that just about covers the flyby.
Pretty great.
I was only below the hard deck for a couple of seconds. I had the shot, and I took it.
Great. I mean, it's and a lot of people talk about, all of the half-nude men playing volleyball. That's what you do if you're a fighter pilot. You walk around without a shirt on most of the time.
They're going to play football in this movie, I'm to understand.
And wear towels. A lot of towels.
Yeah, a lot of towels.
A lot of towels.
Click your teeth a lot. Click your teeth a lot.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Drink vodka straight up. And that was the thing in the 80s. People drank vodka straight up. On the rocks. They did it in St. Elmo's Fire. It was ridiculous. How much did people? Absolute made Absolute was in the movie St. Elmo's Fire and became a very popular vodka just because they drank vodka straight on it. I thought, and I'll be honest, I mimicked them when I was a sophomore in college, junior in college. I would drink vodka on the rocks and chase it with a Beck's Dark. That was my deal.
Well, I can tell you, having served in the Navy, we drank a lot of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you have? I'll have that. That's pretty much it.
I learned, though, later that what you really ordered is whatever was the free item on the college menu that night.
Shoot.
What? Natty Light? Yeah. It's free till 11 o'clock? We'll take 12.
In the Philippines, in Subic Bay, these bars, they would offer a free beer, like once a day. One was at 4, one was at 5, one was at 6. And you would see basically our whole ship when we were there by ourselves. You could just see us walking down the street from one bar to the next.
You knew what time it was at each bar, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we picked a spring break trip.
Vito, baby.
Me and my buddy John Castleberry, we would sell spring break trips. And what you would do is you would book college students going on these spring break trips, and then you sell enough of them and you get your trip for free. And we literally picked one year to go to Cancun and stay at this hotel that was about a block and a half off the ocean and everything. The only reason there was like 6 different trips you could sell. We picked that one. I go, this is going to be the easiest one to sell. John goes, how do you figure? We ended up, the entire charter flight out of Savannah was just Georgia Southern students because we sold the plane out. Because we had never heard of this beer before, Tecate. We had no idea what it was. But the advertisement was 7 days, 6 nights in the room, in the hotel, plus 100 cans of Tecate in each room. How are you not doing that? 4 people to a room, that's 25 beers apiece that are waiting on you in the hotel room. What is Tecate? I don't know. They said it's beer. We're going there.
That's right. I mean, how bad can the place be?
And Tecate actually ended up
100 cans of Tecate.
Yeah, and Tecate actually ended up being a pretty beer. Exactly.
I don't mind that at all.
So we booked out. This little hotel had it was one of those 45-room Ricky Roach motels. You know, one of those places.
Sure.
And we put 170 kids from Georgia Southern in that one hotel. Booked the whole thing out. Ended up getting 6 free trips out of it. Took 4 of our buddies with us. So, hey, Galen, last night.
Well, I've been waiting since 1986 for this movie to come out. So,
yeah,
I'm ready.
Galen,
I'm pretty distracted.
Last night, the Tampa Bay Lightning sweep the Florida Panthers 4-0 in a game that they won 4-0. Oh wait, they won it 2-0 because 2 goals got disallowed. That's right.
Yeah.
They scored 4 times. They scored 4 times. And the one with the hands on the face-off, can you clearly say it was his hand, not his stick, that knocked that puck backwards? I don't think so. And I don't know anything about hockey and don't have a dog in the fight. It didn't look 100% like his glove threw that puck back or his stick hit the puck and knocked it backwards. And then the one with the netting up above the glass, if it hit the netting and stayed in play, I don't understand that whole thing.
That was out. Well, I will tell you on the face-off, the referee had the best view, and he called it pretty quickly. So I have no problem with that. The netting, it hit the netting. I mean, that's but
the netting's there to protect the people. The netting should be part of the rink. Put it back in play. If it stayed inside the netting and down in the rink, keep it going.
No, because if the net wasn't there, it wouldn't be
silly.
I mean,
that's how people get killed. But I
well, that's a risk you take when you go to the game.
That's true.
Says on the back of your ticket. Says on the back of your ticket that the sports team in the arena is not liable for any injuries you may incur from anything that happens in the game.
There's no way you could see the puck coming. I mean, I've sat.
How many people see that line drive coming across the third base dugout?
Ice rink side. No one. You can't. You can't react. You're an old man with a beer in your hand.
Well, there you go.
So, but yeah, you could tell the Lightning in the first period, the way they were skating, they weren't going to be denied. and Florida was flat. The Panthers had no real chance in this, and now the Lightning can rest and get ready to play what appears to be the Hurricanes in the conference finals, and then I think they'll handle whether it's the Rangers or the Carolina Hurricanes. They'll handle them pretty easy.
They're 10-0 in their last 10 playoff series with 2 Stanley Cups.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
By the way, the Lightning are a pretty good run organization from top to bottom. And by the way, they seem to do it with they kind of keep the 2 or 3 guys, but there's always somebody they pick up and you're like, this guy's having a monster year, a monster playoff, and that's kind of what's happening.
And it's a sport that I don't particularly watch a whole lot of. I'm going to say, none. But last night it was a welcome distraction, and I'll tell you why after the break. We're going to take a break. This is Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
You don't get to be the league's all-time leading rusher without feeling some pain.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith knows joint pain, and he also knows the old treatments aren't the only treatments. Today, there's a natural alternative to drugs and surgery. It's biologic therapies from QC Kinetics.
I'm talking regenerative solutions that encourage your body to heal and repair itself.
Do you have pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, lower back? Want to get your life back? The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help.
Call to learn more about this exciting natural way to deal with chronic joint pain.
Don't put it off. Call QC Kinetics. Restorative regenerative solutions with no downtime and lasting results.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics, 400-4550.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped. Arnett House is giving away $10,000 on May 31st. Get your ticket and more information at arnetthouse.org. Do not have to be present to win. The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday, It is election day in some pivotal states around the country. My adopted home state of Georgia, it's election day. We'll see how that works out today. Big stuff going on there, but Galen, not near as big as what happened last night. Galen, from Life South joins us. Thanks to good folks at Palm Garden Health Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and just shipped. Last night, Galen, world news. It was the finals of the DJ Trivia Winter Tournament. I go every Thursday and play at a local establishment here, the Chuck Pony. I'll let you figure out what that means. And my team was very good until last night.
Oh boy, you choked?
Like John Vandevelde.
Wow. I mean, you're saying you had the lead?
No. We did have the lead before the game started. Just like everybody. It was the worst display of trivia I've ever experienced in my life.
Really? Wow.
Are you ready for this?
Wow.
Ready for this?
Wow. Yeah.
Ocala Talks is the name of the team, by the way.
That's unfortunate.
We have a graduate degreed history guy on the team that also knows a thing or two about sports, maybe. We have right now an adjunct professor at Hillsborough College as part of the team. We have a 40-something that knows movies like the back of his hand, or so he says. And we have a guy who knows music. We have a guy who knows music and knows current events.
Okay.
DFL.
Wow. Really? Wow. All right.
0 on the score column.
Wow. So did you go all in on the
well, we had to.
question?
We had to because our point value was such that if we didn't go, we weren't going to win anything unless we went all in. And
what was the pivotal question?
Well, the problem was that we've never second-guessed ourselves. We always go with the first answer we come up with as a team. Then we get to the finals. Everything was a second guess. Everything.
You outthought it.
Like
all right.
an Iggy Azalea song. There's an Iggy Azalea song that says from L.A. to Tokyo. It's part of the line. They gave the lyric, and the part you had to fill in was Tokyo. And we had Chicago, San Diego, and Tokyo. And I go, I think it's Tokyo. They go, well, we're not sure. I go, it could be Chicago. So we didn't put any answer. It was Tokyo. We had the answer. Then there was the Adriatic Sea and the Red Sea. What Gulf connects those two? It's the Gulf of Aden.
Okay.
Gulf of Aden.
Correct.
I said the Gulf of Aden. They go, well, first they said the Gulf of Hormuz, and we were like, no, that's the Strait of Hormuz.
No.
That's the Strait of Hormuz. And then I said,
that's not even anywhere near it.
I said it's the Gulf of Aden, and then they were like, oh, okay. And then one of the guys on my team who had served in the Navy, for 4 years on a boat, said,
obviously the smartest and the captain of the team.
He says, I think it's the Persian Gulf.
No, so that's even close.
We kicked it back and forth, and they go, well, we're going with Persian Gulf. They went with Persian Gulf. I had said it was the Gulf of Aden. Guess what it was?
Oh, Gulf of Aden?
Gulf of Aden.
That's how our night went. The Persian Gulf.
That's how our night went.
The Gulf of Tonkin.
But that's how our night went. So the last question, wasn't really a question. It's who is this? And they put a picture up, and the clue was this well-known drummer of a punk rock band hosts a punk rock show on Sirius XM. Who is he? I went over and looked, and by the way, they said we need his first and last stage name. Okay, so obviously it's a stage name. So I go, well, the Ramones are a stage name. People might not know that, but none of the Ramones, really, that's not their names. The Ramones are strictly a stage name. So I go up and look, and I go, it's a Ramone. I know it's a Ramone, but I don't know whether it's Tommy, Johnny, what other Ramone? Joey Ramone, I don't know which one it is, but I know it's one of them. I'd forgotten Marky Ramone.
Oh.
It was Marky. We got 0.
I wouldn't have known that. I mean, I like the Ramones, but I would never have guessed that. I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about musicians. I know very little about musicians. Other than Kenny Loggins in the Danger Zone. That's all I got right now.
I got 0.
That's not the answer. I got nothing. Well, it's like, what's his name? 0.
By the way, here's why it was such a bad choke job. If you had asked the people hosting the show, if you'd asked the regulars that come to our establishment, if you'd asked the 2 top teams who had come to our establishment to check out the competition over the last 3 weeks, everybody in the room would tell you the odds-on favorite to win, Ocala Talks.
Well, you choke.
It's like the favorite. We were the favorite at the Derby, and we finished 20th.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do about this? Are you going to?
It's easy what we're going to do. It's easy what we're going to do. No, we're just going to brush it off. A new league starts in 3 weeks. We go back in, get the number 1 seed in that league, and try to do better. You just got to get back on the horse. You got to get. So you got bucked off. You just get back on.
So you don't think it's a team dynamic at this point? You don't think obviously there's somebody in there who can't handle the pressure.
I think that the 4 of us got away from what we usually do and go with our first instinct, and we overthought it because there was so much on the line. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Have you had
the winner took meeting? By the way, the winner took home $750 in cash.
That's not bad.
Second place took $500 in cash. Third place took $250 in cash.
You brought home 0.0.
We brought home 0 in cash.
Let me ask you this: How was the post game meeting? I mean, did you guys discuss it?
It was strained. It was strained.
All right. How's the group chat this morning?
Non-existent.
Oh boy!
Had a couple team members about 3/4 of the way through the game when it was obvious we were going to have to take either a big gamble or had no shot. They were like, "Look, it's a bad season for the Gators, and I'm leaving before the game's over." Had to have a discussion in the middle of the game that nobody's leaving.
Well, you can't just walk it out. That's a DNF. You don't want a DNF.
No, I'd rather be DFL than DNF.
Absolutely. Yeah,
At least when you DFL, and you stay the whole game, you owned that you're DFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to stand up to it. I think your team dynamics may be broken. You're going to need to see some psychiatrists.
I called the wife afterwards. She's all excited. She goes, "Oh, how'd it go?" I go, "DFL." She goes, "Stop kidding with me. How'd it really go?" No.
Wow.
That's how it went.
Wow. So the big lights of the C8.
Too much for us. Too much for us.
Wow.
Too much for us.
Wow. Obviously, and again,
who it wasn't too much for?
Regular season.
Wasn't too much for the 3 teams that came in the Eaton's Beach bus. They came in the Eaton's Beach party bus. The 3 teams from Eaton's Beach, first, second, and third.
Wow. So Eaton Beach is obviously the class of the county.
Took all the trophies with them.
I guess nobody from the Cucumbers showed up because they're not very good.
No, they weren't in. They weren't in this. It was Anchor, Eaton's Beach, and Chuck Pony.
All right.
Next tournament though, they say there's 6 establishments. So we'll see. But no, the Cucumber's not involved in this. Cucumber is hosted by the best trivia host in the county. He doesn't play at the Cucumber.
He doesn't play well. I mean, he's a good host.
Yeah, well.
Some people can teach and some people can do.
Right.
And then some people can do neither and they criticize. That's what I do.
That is what you're good at. Hey, we got to take a break.
Right. I can't teach, can't do. I just criticize.
We'll be back with more criticism from Galen Udall after this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The 3 Americans that died under mysterious circumstances at the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort on May 6 has been revealed. Carbon monoxide poisoning was determined to be the cause of death for 3 Americans found dead at the resorts in the Bahamas. Autopsy and toxicology reports have been completed following the deaths of a Tennessee couple and a Florida resident. 3 people have died after a people smuggling boat capsized off the coast of eastern Mexico. 4 others were rescued after the 25-foot vessel capsized on Monday off a part of Veracruz State where the Tonala River meets the Gulf of Mexico. 4 others were missing following the accident. Authorities said those who drowned and those rescued were migrants from Honduras. For more information, visit us online at usaradio.com. We are USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Look for the free report, Crisis Cooling, how to make absolutely sure your meat, milk, and medicines stay safe and cool in any power outage. Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
Hey, Ocala. It's the gala second week of the fabulous 70th anniversary celebration at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. If you missed it last week, not to worry, because there's a whole lot more exciting different specials this week, like double red knockout and drift roses, not $25, not $22, just one price. Take your pick, just $17. Or how about this super deal? A mix and match 'em sale on your favorite shrubs. The list is too long, but take your pick. 10 or more, just $7 each. And the fruit sale, a breakthrough price, just $9.99 for famous emerald blueberries. You've asked for avocados, and Bob Wines has them, just $139. Check out the BOGOs, too. They're everywhere you look. Hurry on down this week. Do not miss this fabulous 70th anniversary sale. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, Southeast 38th Street, daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3. Now celebrating 70 years of keeping you in bloom.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you.
The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood New York Style Diner. Our breakfast special of 2 eggs, hash browns, or home fries, toast and coffee included, just $4.49, 7 to 9 a.m. Try our all-you-can-eat fried catfish dinner. We also have mahi-mahi and grouper, all with 2 sides. Our prime rib dinner is available Thursday through Sunday after 4 p.m. Wow, how about our wings? 10 for $12.99. Say you heard this on WOCA and receive 10% off. Dine in and carry out. The Golden Spoon Diner, located in the Heathbrook Plaza. Call 352-300-3999.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. I'm so proud to be an advocate for the over 65,000 veterans here in North Central Florida. The new Ocala VA clinic is now open, providing important primary care and specialty services. If you're a veteran in the Ocala area, thank you for your service. Feel free to get in touch with our team by visiting us online at camac.house.gov. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talk on a Tuesday. Galen Unall joins us. He does every day from Life South. Thanks to the good folks at Penn Flooring, just shipped in Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, today, primaries held all across the country. Not here. Ours are in August. But none bigger than the state of Georgia, where the Republican primary looks to see the existing governor, Brian Kemp, in a race against former Senator Perdue. Perdue is backed by Donald Trump. Donald Trump took way big exception with Governor Kemp not wanting to overturn the Georgia election results in 2020. So he's campaigned hard against Governor Kemp. But if polls are to believe, Governor Kemp will still win this race in easy fashion. Are we starting to see a change on the political horizon that even though he's done very well in his endorsements, if this Georgia endorsement doesn't go his way, and then he can't stop Liz Cheney out in her state, is there a chink in the Trump armor maybe?
No. I mean, no. It's because he's a fairly popular governor within the state.
Yeah, he opened Georgia before DeSantis opened Florida. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I think he handled the pandemic very well. Perdue is a mixed bag. He comes with a lot of people are still not happy with the way he just cleared the voting goals, and we'll see. I do think that he retains the primary. I think the incumbent's got such a massive advantage. But the turnout's going to be massive.
Yes.
I've got a lot of people in Atlanta, and apparently the polls are already packed.
Yeah, I talked to a friend of mine.
The turnout's going to be massive.
I said, "How's Statesboro going?" Because Statesboro's a little town of about 28,000. When college is in, it's a lot bigger than that. But when college is not in, which is right now, it's about 28,000. I texted a buddy of mine this morning about 7:45 and said, "I know you've been to the polls already. How do they look?" He said he got to the poll at 6:30 for a 7 o'clock opening, and he was 63rd in line.
Yeah, but that voting bill that moved the Major League Baseball out of Atlanta,
irked a lot of people.
Racist, but I mean, here they're going to have the highest turnout for a primary ever.
Yeah, that's what they're looking at. So, but
I don't know.
The national news media,
they're not doing a very good job of voter suppression.
The national news media is saying that this is a bell call for Donald Trump and his endorsements. I just don't see it that way. I just think it's one race.
They said the same thing in Pennsylvania, and he won there. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Again, I think it has more to do with the fact that he's just a decent governor, and Trump hates him.
Trump does not like him. That is well documented. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. They go, "Yeah, Kemp's just a bad guy. He wouldn't overturn the election, everything." I go, "You just don't like Kemp because he was from Georgia and they were the last state to say no. Whoever had been the last governor to say no would be the governor that faced the ire of Donald Trump."
There's no doubt about that.
So it could have been any governor that was a Republican governor. They went against Donald Trump. He's going to have they're going to have the ire of Donald Trump and his machine, because he feels like that they slighted him last, and so.
Well, I think he really believed that he was going to win Georgia. Right?
I thought at 10 o'clock at night he was going to win Georgia too.
I think everybody did, and then all of a sudden you had all these late, and I think that's why the whole thing called into question. I think what happened in Arizona is far more egregious than what happened in Georgia, but Yeah, I mean, the way the Democrats just got the vote out, and I think that's where I really believe that the way Trump handled that is the reason that January 6th happened, and I think it's also why there's a lot of people like me who are very skeptical about him becoming president again.
I just don't. Here's my nobody's talked about this since the election, since a couple days after the election in 2020. And here's my biggest problem with all these elections: if you're going to have the elections, get them counted. Don't stop at 10 o'clock at night and say we'll start again tomorrow.
But
finish the job.
Don't agree with?
Get the job done.
Well,
do it seamlessly in one motion, and that way you don't have that way if it all been counted, it all been done in the same night, if the Democrats win, well, the count is the count. But when you stop and then you come back, we're going to stop at 10:30, and then there's video that shows, I don't know what the video shows, were they cleaning the room, were they stacking ballots, who knows, but you set yourself up for that kind of question because you shut the count down. Just, it's election night. It's going to be a while. Suck it up. Get the count done. That's why.
But, Florida counted, twice as many?
21 million, and we're done by 10 o'clock.
Right, and that's because we do the mail-in voting. We know that's going to come in, but we count everything that can be counted first. And no one really knows, right? It's never been, that seal's never been broken.
Yeah.
And we have figured out, I think after the presidential election between Bush and Gore, I think Florida's figured out that, look, we got to do a better job. And I think we turned red. Nobody questioned it, right? Nobody's really coming out and saying, oh, DeSantis shouldn't have won or Trump shouldn't have won the state.
Our supervisor of elections is the state supervisor of election too, Wesley Wilcox, and he was called to Congress. He was called to Congress last week to testify in front of a Senate committee or a House committee or something, and they wanted to know what Florida does that is so right.
Just get the vote. We just get the vote done.
I mean, remember, Marion County was finished, tucked away in bed by 9:30 on election night.
Yeah, well, it was early. I remember that. I was like, wow, and you look at it, 99.9. No, it was 100. I was like, wow. By 7:30, they were at 80.
By 9:30, everything was already sent to Tallahassee. Doors closed on the elections office. People at home.
Yeah, and I also believe that Florida, after Andrew Gillum was found in a hotel room with another man in drugs, I think everybody's like, I guess we did get this one right.
Guess we got it right.
Whereas in Georgia, you still got Stacey Abrams running around going, I'm really the governor.
Well, and here's the thing with Georgia, and it's a lot of states, not just Georgia. They have that rule where you can't count any ballot until 7:01 p.m. You can't even start the count till 1 minute after the polls close on election day.
Yeah.
You got 2.5 million mail-in ballots that you got to open, look, calculate. They got to run through a machine. Why every state hasn't adopted all the mail-in early voting and all that's not counted? You don't have to tell people what the count is, so you don't sway the election, but have it counted so that at 7:01 or 7:02 you can put those preliminary numbers out, and then just count what happened on election day. That's what Florida does, and they get it done.
Yeah. Well, and we're the butt of many jokes for the rest of the country.
Well, the hanging chads and everything.
Happened in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, not just that, but everything, because
Florida man stories.
Yeah. Correct. I mean, we had an alligator that broke into an elementary school 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Some of them are well earned, but the one thing you cannot say, we know how to vote, we know how to count votes now.
Yeah, but we were forced to learn how to do that from the 2000 debacle.
Sure. Yeah, we learned that the hard way, didn't we?
I'm looking forward to see what the returns are, but will there be early returns? Not in Georgia.
No, we won't. There's no reason to even look until
we won't know. We won't
at
know
about 10 o'clock.
I don't know if it's tomorrow. It may be Thursday before we know.
It's only, and that again, I believe that gives so much time for these conspiracy theories to come out.
Of course it does. They set themselves up for this.
Terrible. In Arizona is a complete and utter mess. There are some counties that they're still wanting to recount the vote from the presidential election 2 years ago, and they're running another election now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Still in that election is still under court review.
Well, we'll see how it works out today, but there's a lot of, Georgia is a big battleground state. We'll see how the Republican nomination comes out there. But so. I think Brian Kemp wins 50% plus one. That's all he's got to get, 50% of the vote and one vote.
I really believe this is going to be. I think you're going to see Georgia come back to red. There's a lot of people who stayed home during the 2020. They're not staying home now.
Well, here's the thing with Georgia, and I wrote a paper about it when I was in college. It was ended up being my college professor, Krista Slayton, ended up taking the paper and expounding on it, and she got it published under her name. I wrote the bones of it, but she actually made it a great paper, and it discussed that there's three Georgias. It made an argument there's three Georgias.
There are.
There's South Georgia, North Georgia, and Atlanta. And the problem is, and I've said this in the paper, the problem is Atlanta has become so large that it almost negates that there's a South Georgia and a North Georgia.
Well, that's correct.
17.5 million people live in the state. 8 million live in the metropolitan Atlanta area. The other 9.5 million live in the rest of the state. By the way, the largest state east of the Mississippi River, and 8 million live in a metropolitan area. The other 9.5 million live throughout the entire state. It's really Atlanta versus the rest of the state, and Atlanta usually wins.
Well, what's going to be interesting is there's really 4 counties in Atlanta, right, that are going to decide it.
DeKalb, Gwinnett, Cobb, and Fulton.
Yeah, correct. And whoever wins those 4 counties, or the most of those counties, is going to win the election.
Yeah, and that's the 4. DeKalb, Fulton, Gwinnett, and Cobb. That's the 4.
That's right. Henry is way too small. Somebody's like, oh, well, Henry's... No, it's not. No, it's not. And it doesn't matter what you vote in Lowndes County.
Clayton County's too small. Clayton doesn't matter. Chatham County doesn't matter. No. Effingham County.
There's 4 counties. You could argue that out of those 4, there's really 2 that matter, and that's Gwinnett and Cobb, because they're the most diverse.
Right.
So,
the other two, except for their outliers, are pretty much urban areas.
Well, the
with
Fulton
very little
is in downtown.
Right.
Yeah, that Fulton, it's such a weird shaped county. And that one's always interesting.
Well, and the city of Atlanta, proper, the city limits of Atlanta encompass a portion, like 3/4 of Fulton County, and 3/4 of it is in Fulton County, and 1/4 of it's in DeKalb County. So it's a 2-county split, and the actual city of Atlanta is not very big. When you look on the map, the actual city of Atlanta has only got about 650,000 people. It's not very big.
But because of the way Fulton County almost touches Carrollton, it goes all the way up north of Alpharetta into Milton.
But that's not Atlanta. That's just Fulton County.
I agree, but that's why it's such an influential.
Oh, yeah.
And it all comes down to turnout. But I think Cobb is going to be the bellwether along with Gwinnett. Those are the bellwethers. You could argue those are bellwethers for the rest of the country.
Well, just like the I-4 corridor here in Florida is.
Sure.
The I-4 corridor, from Daytona to Tampa, that I-4 corridor is a very important voting block.
Absolutely.
It just is. So, can you believe, though, that here it is, May, and we're intensely talking about election season already?
Yeah, but this is primary, and then it'll die down, and then we'll start talking about it again in September.
Well, not for us, because our primaries aren't until August 23rd, so we'll talk about our primaries all the way through the summer.
Who do you really think there's an issue in the primary?
Well, I don't know. Not.
Oh,
well, yeah. No, here locally.
Locally, yeah.
Locally,
locally is going to be kind of interesting, I guess.
Locally, now that there's a new candidate that got into the race. Now there's a new candidate got in the race. Yeah, it could be scary. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks.
Good morning, guys. This is Sonny calling. The problem is, I think, and this is nationwide, is they set up these voting regulations and rules to have a proper vote, and then they work around them. They just can't do it right, no matter what, because somebody might be affected by this ruling or that ruling. The rulings are generally straightforward. There's no gimmicks until the people come around, like the Democrats and the Republicans, and start screwing around with them. This is every state. Look at Pennsylvania. This is well over a week now. They still haven't decided whether it was Dr. Oz or what's his face there.
In that Republican primary.
The primary. Primaries are important.
Your points are well taken, Sonny.
And it's not right what the heck they're doing.
I'm not arguing that point. Thanks for the call, Sonny. He brings up a very good point, especially about Pennsylvania. It's been 8 days, and we still don't know who won Pennsylvania, the primary in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and
I have no idea.
And again, I think this sets up bad things for the general, right? Because you're going to get more people voting in the general, and if you can't count the number, and this is 3 elections in a row where the state of Pennsylvania has had some real problems, and again, and Sonny's right. I don't. They make these rules and then they hire a bunch of lawyers to figure out how to get around them.
And that's that is a huge issue. That's a huge issue. Let's change subjects real quick. Got a few minutes left. It has been announced. It's been rumored. It hasn't become official yet. But while he was talking to NBC promoting Fan Control Football League, after taking ownership last week, a active member of the NFL says, I wasn't a game last season that I looked forward to. There wasn't a practice. There was nothing about last year I looked forward to. I think it may be time for me to hang up my boots. At 27 years old, Todd Gurley may have played his last down in the NFL. I mean, and he's a running back, so they take a beating and everything, but I think, Todd Gurley, I've met him a few times. I know some people that know him really well. And, he's one of these guys that he got his degree. He's on the ball. He's a very intelligent guy. This looks to me like one of those moves where I don't want to get beat up the rest of my life. I've made my money. I've done what I need to do. It's time to get out.
Well, he's got 2 contracts, right? I mean, he's only been in the league since 2015. So he's not been in the league a very, very long time. But I think it's just sheer mileage, right? He probably wants to get out of the game with his legs intact, so he's not doing pain commercials like
Emmitt Smith is.
You know what I'm saying? So, but again, he signed 2 contracts, and that's usually enough to set you up for the rest of your life.
Right, and that's what it is. He got out of his rookie contract, went to his second contract, and now he's set for life. So he looks like he may be done, and it's one of those things where, as a running back, I'm okay with him being done because I know the abuse running backs take. What's the lifespan of a running back in the NFL? 2.6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the life expectancy of a running back in the NFL. Less than 3 seasons.
That's right.
So.
Well, and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we don't have a lot of time, and I know you wanted to talk about Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Josh Donaldson over the weekend gets into a fight with Tim. I can't pull his name up right now.
Anderson.
Tim Anderson.
Tim Anderson.
Because he referred to him as Jackie Robinson. What's up, Jackie? When they were walking by each other after they'd had a contentious game the day before. Anderson, it sparks a bench clearing incident. Tim Anderson went to the press, told the press that when they asked what the conversation between him and Donaldson was, well, he said something racist to me. What did he say racist? He called me Jackie. Now we come to find out in a Sports Illustrated interview in 2019, Tim Anderson referred to himself as Jackie Robinson, said he felt like he was the modern-day Jackie Robinson for the way he was changing baseball. So Josh Donaldson just threw a rib out at the guy. Hey, Jackie, what's up? Kind of like when Reggie Jackson said he was the straw that stirred the drink, all the Yankees started referring to Jackson as here comes the straw, which caused problems in that locker room. Now, I know your hatred for the Yankees. I have no love for the Yankees as well as a Braves fan. But if you can, and I doubt you can being a Red Sox fan, but if you can, objectively, really calling somebody Jackie Robinson is now racist? The woke society's now decided a reference to the man who broke the color barrier and comparing another African-American to him is a racist comment?
Well, one, I don't think that Major League Baseball went far enough. I think they should have suspended the entire Yankee organization for the next
Okay, here we go.
What? You just...
I ask you to be objective. I ask you to be objective.
You can't have that. Is it silly? Yes. If that is a racist slur, I've played a little sports, and I know you've played a lot more than me. There's a whole lot more that is said than that.
Oh.
And how fragile, and this is what I can't get over, how fragile are you? You're a Major League Baseball player, and another player gets in your head by saying Jackie.
Yeah, that's my...
You know what I'm saying?
a name, by the way, you referred to yourself as.
Yeah, how do you go through... Like, I've been at a Little League park where people have said worse things than that to a 7-year-old. You know what I mean? Yeah. First of all, again...
People don't want to know if this is the worst thing that was said at that thing and it caused a bench-clearing brawl.
Come on.
You don't want to know the things that are said between linebackers and quarterbacks and offensive linemen and defensive linemen, how your moms are brought into it, your wives are brought into it. You don't even want to know the stuff that's being said.
Go to the park, go to MCYFL, and just mic up one of those kids. Right?
Yeah, mic up a 13-year-old, see what happens.
Absolutely. You could mic up a 7-year-old, and they're talking trash.
Yeah.
Again, this is
the fact that he got offended by he said a racial slur. Everybody was like, "Ooh, what'd he say?" He called me Jackie.
Come on. And by the way, if you're a Yankee fan and you don't, when he gets introduced and you don't go Jackie, then you're not really a fan.
That's exactly what's happening.
Right.
Tim Anderson, not just in New York. Every ballpark Tim Anderson goes into now, if the fan base is worth their salt, they should all start chanting Jackie because, it gets in his head. It takes him off his game.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, the guy's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm sure he's been called far worse in his life.
And then Tony La Russa has just kept it going all week about how racist it is. I thought Tony La Russa was dead. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, Tony, you know who he is.
Isn't he like 107?
Yeah, but he was Steve Kerr before Steve Kerr. He was the coach from the Spurs for any of them. He's a social justice warrior, and I'm sure he thinks this is the worst thing that's ever been uttered to another human being. But first of all, the Yankees, again, my stance is very clear. They should have been suspended for life.
Yeah, where's the Bloodmobile? We got about 20 seconds.
All right, today we're down in the Villages as always. We're right on the boulevard, lifesouth.org. Give blood and save 3 lives.
Galen, from Life South. Talk to you tomorrow, pal.
Bye, all.
We'll be back with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. After this break, you're listening to Ocala Talks on WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The School District of Philadelphia announced it's returning to a mask mandate for all students and staff within the district, citing an increase in COVID-19 cases throughout the city. Students and staff will now be required to follow the district's mask policy, which began on Monday, according to a district-wide announcement. The leaders of the United States, Japan, Australia, and India are meeting in Tokyo for a second in-person summit of the Indo-Pacific Quad grouping. At Tuesday's meeting, leaders are discussing climate change, technology, maritime surveillance, as well as the fallout from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It should be noted, India, which has close ties with Russia, has yet to condemn Moscow's invasion. 2 Iranian military pilots died after their F-7 fighter jet crashed on Tuesday near Anorak in the central part of the country. Iran has a poor air safety record. USA Radio News.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Darren Spearman reporting. A study has been commissioned by the U.S. Grains Council on behalf of members of the U.S. Agricultural Export Development Council. They were to evaluate the Market Access Program and the Foreign Market Development Program, of which the peanut industry is very involved. Matter of fact, the FSA funds this year shows a funding of $2,646,000 for market development and for $585,000 for foreign market development, or a total of about $3.2 million. According to the program and the report, these funds are used to build